Fruit from the Cellcast. I thought today, well, let's face it, a week ago we saw the trailer for Final Fantasy XVI, and that got me super excited. And what got me excited above everything else is it appears to be being made by the same team that's doing 14 right now, or at least the same producer. So I thought, for any of you who might be curious what 14 was like, but perhaps didn't want to pay the subscription, I thought I'd play through some of it, or at least maybe going through the whole thing. I have not fully decided yet, but yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I think I want to go with the Hrothgar. Now that race was not introduced until the most recent expansion, which was sorry, phone distracted me. I should turn that off. Uh, Shadowbringers, that's what I was trying to say. So, yeah, you've got a couple here. These are basically your humans, basically your elves, basically hobbits, cat people, giants slash orcs, kind of, dragonborn, and down here you got your bunny girls. The Hrothgar can only be males, and the Viera here can only be females. For whatever reason, I think it was just easier at the time. But yeah, I decided I want to do one of these guys because they look like fun. So that's what I'm doing. So on clan here, nearly every single one of these, you get a choice between essentially a sub race, for lack of a better term. I think I'm wanting the. Yeah. Now, you'll notice over here that there's some stats that it's saying it's your starting stats. I wouldn't worry about that. And even for people who are min-maxers, this does not change that much once you get to end game. So, yeah, because this is not my first time playing through it. I've played through the game before. So, yeah. I think I'm going to go with this for now. And now we'll get into real character creation here. So height. Let's make him a small guy. And I think I want to go with a black cat. But with. Oh, it's hard to see that without having the fur color on there already. Yeah. Okay, now let's look at the fur pattern. And that's... Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, that's what it is. Actually, this is the one I want white. This one I kind of want to come back a bit. That looks good. So now let's look at the fur pattern. Let's go with that one. Okay, we got tail to worry about because these are cat guys. They're lions. Kind of like Thundercats was my thought. Tail length. He's a short guy, but I'm going to give him a long tail. Okay, so we got facial features. Some of these have horns and some do not. Actually, only 2 of these have horns. I think, though, I'm going to go with this guy because, I don't know, he looks kind of cool. Jaw. Oh, okay. Eye shape. Kind of like that. Iris size. Yeah, stay large so we can be seen. I think I'm going to go... Kind of going with a monotone kind of a thought process here. Maybe reverse albino? What would that be? – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –– – –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –– I have no idea what that would be, actually. Okay. Yeah. But let's make them... There we go. And no, I'm thinking no on all those. Voice doesn't really matter, but at the same time, that's what you're going to hear anytime you do an emote. I just realized I probably got this sound back down where I kind of like it. So I may have to change that when we get in the actual game itself. Oh, that was the end of it. I should know that. And... okay, I'm going to give him the closest to the current date, which is 9/25. So... oh, I'm one off. It's the 25th sun of the 5th astral moon. Oh, nope. There you go. 9/25. I'm going to... this really doesn't matter much, but I'm going to pick, since I think I'm going to go with this just for now, since that's kind of where I'm going. Okay, so now we're actually picking our class. Now, for the most part, you can change your class at any time after certain points of the game. So what you pick now is only really going to really choose what class you start with and which town you start in. So you've first got Disciples of War up here, which are your gladiators. Click these, should show you the job attire on them. Yeah. So you got gladiators, which are kind of your knights. Pugilists, kind of your monks. Marauders are your axe wielders. Lancers got your pikes. And archers have your bows and arrows. And then down here under Disciples of Magic, you've got Conjurer. You got Thaumaturge. And you've got Arcanist. So I've been thinking about this all week, what I'd go with. And I think I'm going to go Thaumaturge, since I'm thinking... oh no, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if anyone's watching yet, so it doesn't do much good to ask. So that really, I want to do a magic class, in all honesty. I know the Arcanist can go either Summoner or Scholar later. Thaumaturge is Black Mage, and Conjurer is White Mage. I think I'm going to go Black Mage, so he can be an actual Thundercat. I'm going to pick the server I'm already on. Oh. Select another. Alright, and the name of the character. And I already have this picked out. Since I was going to go with a black cat, I did some looking up. Hopefully this is not took. GG Binks. Yay! So yeah, GG is the name of the black cat from Kiki's Delivery Service, and Binks was the name of the cat from Hocus Pocus. That's where I got the name from. And starting a new game. Except there's a queue. I should have known that. So hopefully we'll get in here in just a second. Oh, and y'all can see all my other character names, which I was trying to stay away from. Oh, well. You have to figure out which one of these characters I actually play normally. Alright. Try this again. Now there is a cut scene that's before this in the opening sequence called Answers you really should go watch later. But you'll see clips of it here and there throughout the beginning of this. Hear and feel what, lady? Is that the sun? What am I walking on? Oh no, it's a black hole! And the sun is moving. Oh, it's come to me. And put me in full attire already. Hey, hey you. You alright, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though, don't worry. You there, halt! What's all this about? Inspection. Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so, don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. Sir, look, Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days, unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Ooh! Amalja! Amalja! 2 arms! 2 arms! 7 hells. Consider this a warning. Now go, all of you. Phew, that kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful around them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? You seeing as we've got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them young'uns don't care much for conversation, see? Brent's the name, and peddlin's me trade. And judging by your unusual garments, I'd wager you're one of them new adventurers. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now, that's what I call living. So long as you avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventurers are risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Why did you become an adventurer? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune? We'll say to win glory. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks and other folks ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventuring business in there. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Ul'dah? I'll say yes this time. It is? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Ul'dah's ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists ain't nothing if not loyal. Those factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of the wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the lizard men, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about old Don politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need, breed, and profit, and though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last. Behold Ul'dah, jewel of Thanalan, where folk turn sand into gold. Hi, Coast.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises, a solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance, her name, Ul'dah. Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though, but hey, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
I'm bad at names, Coast. My apologies. I just thought I just went with the easiest word I could think to find. Yes, in fact, I have a character at level, was it level 80 max? I'm at max level on one of my other characters. I just thought I'd play through from the beginning because it's been a while, and plus I kind of always wanted to make a new, play a new one of these Hrothgar from the beginning, just for fun. Oh, and I didn't even read the guy's text. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage, by any chance? How can I tell? Also, this is like my second stream. The only other thing I've done was some playing through of Super Mario 64. So, if I seem a little awkward, that's why. Name's Wymond, and business is knowing everybody bugger else's. Now then, what if I was like to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city, free of charge even, just this once like. Welcome to Ul'dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the deserts of Thanalan. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. I am using a mouse and keyboard. Follow the instructions to move your character and adjust the position of the camera. One of the first things, though, I'm going to do... Oh, when you're ready to speak to Wymond. The first things I know I'm going to do is go into here, go into System Config. I'm going to turn this up because I've got it turned down because I normally play it with the volume down, but y'all probably want to hear what's going on. And I think the other place I want to mess with here is... yeah. Oh, that is too big. So, let's back down. I think I just want to enlarge System UI. Kind of. Default UL. Can I go to... Hopefully that's better. We'll see when I talk to Wymond here in a second if that's a little easier to read. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and disable the active help windows because I know all that parts of it. And that'll just get confusing. Coming to Ul'dah, level 1. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Ul'dah, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Ah, yeah, that is a lot easier to read. Even though my face is cutting off in the video. My apologies. Oh, well, I'm reading it anyway. 'Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse. I don't want that on my conscience. So before you go do anything else, you best head over to the quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you off on the right path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventure, adventurer. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. My leg went to sleep. Do this to help you complete your task. So yeah, Coast. Out of curiosity, what class are you playing right now? Walk right into the wall. Good job, GG. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Momodi, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you, that is. Without someone like me to steer you, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, right? Caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amal Jah, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Well, I might have an idea. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all, don't worry about... There's worry. Worry and lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an eighth hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. 'Twas like the end of the world had come at last. But then things began to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next, some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing the survivors agree on, though. The part played by a band of adventurers who laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we'll call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than when you found her. If you can promise that, I'll be happy to let you join the guild. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting you to help put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the quicksand too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register, neat as you can. Oh, with these big hands, it's going to be tough. G.G. Binks. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright, Mr. Binks. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 is my witness, I swear to you. I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a fourth chance to offend. You two, attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Aye, ain't that a sorry sight, nor an uncommon one if I'm honest. Don't worry though, if you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bothering me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing all of the gentleman's woes and the woman's folk from time to time. Any road, welcome to Alda, GG. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. Actually, Coast, they are. I've got many friends who play on PC, whereas I'm on PS4, even though I'm using keyboard and mouse. And it looks like you started with a gladiator, so I'm guessing you haven't gotten to level 30 yet. But I'll keep that under my hat if you don't know. Yeah, I originally started with a archer over, and so I started over in Black Shroud. What is the name of that town? I'm drawing a blank. I keep wanting to say Gilgamesh, and that's not it. Gridania. Yeah, I started over in Gridania. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You'll have taken the first step as an adventurer in the city of Ul'dah. Listen well to the wisdom of Momodi Modi, then go forth and discover incredible adventures that await you. And I'm already level 2. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and make one change just so I can make it a little easier on myself. Since I'm been playing a while, I bet you, and I think I've got to go to the mailbox. Oh yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in the mailbox. But first, I'll talk to her again. Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Gilgamesh will come up later. Before you go charging off to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform, so as to help you get to know this place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach the Emerald Avenue. Then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetheryte. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorza would be a damn sight. More troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned to an Aetherite before, GG? If not, just lay your hand on the thing, and you'll see what I mean. When you're done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Thaumaturge's Guild over at Arzanath Ossuary. Assuming the scepter just ain't for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the Steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the gil. Just make sure you don't pay more than you ought, GG. There's plenty as want scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out there for their best interests. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short, then, visit the Aetheryte Plaza, the Thaumaturge's Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there's more than a few unsavory characters out there who would like to take advantage of you, there are also some honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to this city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after Gil the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventures. Otherwise, that's about it. It's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you finish, will you? That way I won't be spending my days worrying. Then that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. I mean, I can do that if you want. Yeah, I definitely need to visit the mailbox. So yeah, I've been playing the game for a couple years now, so I've got like a bunch of account-wide items sitting up here that are just gonna, and the 20 is not all of them. It's gonna be bothering, bugging. It's gonna be coming back up and telling me stuff for the next bit. I can remember where the Moogle is. Oh, I know where he is. What am I thinking? Go ahead and clear some of this out. Greetings, Tall, I'm a delivery Moogle, Kupo. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Moogles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry about letters? Why indeed? If I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak dreaming about some beautiful mooglet with a rainbow-colored pom-pom, Kupo. But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all that terrible commotion. Aetherites were shattered and link pearls rendered useless. For moons, the poor wingless people of Eorzea had no way of communicating with each other beyond screaming at the top of their lungs, which no one really approved of, Kupo. That is until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch and skin us, like you do with every other forest fury. But once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we'd found our new calling. And I personally promised to try and not read any along the way, Kupo. It looks like we have 20 new letters that have arrived just for you, Kupo. Your mailbox is complete and utter mess. There wasn't any room left, so I had to send back a letter, Kupo. Yeah, I bet you had to send back a couple. I need to get rid of this, because that's just going to get in my way. Alright, so I better clear out the capacity. So take all. Take all. Been doing this for a bit. Are you referring to the Gilgamesh server coast or something else? Ah, the old epic. I gotcha. Okay, that will clear that up for now, because it'll take a bit for the next group to come in. Oh, I've got to delete all these first. Hang on. Why is there not a select all? I should have deleted while I was going. Almost got them all. I know this part ain't entertaining. Okay. That done. There's a lot of these I won't be able to use until I unlock stuff. I'm just trying to get it out of my inventory so it doesn't take up room. Oh, I can't get rid of that yet. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the Thaumaturgus Guild. Or, actually, the Aetheryte Plaza, I believe, is first. Going around the circle here. I'm going to pick up some of these along the way. Wyman would like to know what you think of Ul'dah. So, how are you taking to Ul'dah, Gigi? Make any new friends in high places yet? Huh. Well, when you have the Sultana's ear one day, I hope you won't have forgotten about old Wymond. Long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor of taking this missive to Josias of the Platinum Mirage. It's just over yonder, and the man will even give you some gil for your trouble. If only all work in the city was this easy, eh? I think I remember that quest line, but we'll see here in a minute. Well, what server are you on, Coast? Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Momodi of the Quicksand? Excellent, which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. Ha 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 ha! Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you were so easily deceived suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Given that there is an aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any of the aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you find that informative. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I should be happy to answer your questions. I've learned return. I'm not sure which data center that is. Otherwise, I'd invite you over here. You attune with the aetherite, you are not able to use the return spell. Tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. Okay, John Jakuda the merchant is visibly perturbed and in need of some assistance. Tell me, what brings you here, friend? Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? Some small job to add a little weight to that coin purse of yours, Well, you're in luck. The pugilists have just placed an order for me for several of the leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. But the traders are cruel, for I find myself lacking the hides required. Would that I had the pelts of a few snapping shrews. What say you, friend? Care to help a merchant down on his luck? Bring me 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise to make it worth your while. You can find the creatures roaming central Thanalan. Well, there's 2 different data centers in the North America side. You've got, I think it's Primal and Ether. I could be wrong on those names. And each server belongs to a different one. Let me do a quick Google search. According to a friend of mine who's watching, I'm too quiet. I should have been looking at my phone earlier. Okay, hopefully that's better. The one on the far right. Hang on. Oh, I forgot there's 3 now. Yeah, you're on the Crystal data center, and while I'm over on Ether. Or Aether, however you say that. Let's go down here. I knew that. Really, I did. Do you have business with the Platinum Mirage this evening? Yes, I do. Sealed envelope. A missive from Wymond? Alright then, let's have a look. Bird is barren. Let the hounds feast. Sigh. So it goes. Oh, this? Well, you see, the guild is often contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately for this particular petitioner, Wymond's investigation has revealed his finances to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like you don't mind working for free, but we have a business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend for himself, I'm afraid. Well, you mean you have to pay for a server transfer cost if you want to do that. And I would have to do the same thing if I was joining you over there. So, and you have to go through the what do you call it? The Mog station to even do that. So, unfortunately, it might be faster just to roll a new character. I mean, level 10 doesn't take too long to get up to, thankfully, if you're wanting to play over here. And the main reason I went over here is because I'm planning on getting this putting this character in my FC, so at least I can have some people to play with over there. So, plus I'm just thankful I haven't gotten 1,000 requests to join people's FCs so far. Otherwise, I would have jumped on our FCs a little faster. I'm sorry, Coast. I couldn't help you any more than that. Alrighty. First, let's talk to this person. Welcome to the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here this day, friend. I see you harbor arcane ambitions, though your journey has scarcely begun. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield such power, you must needs know of our beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from the ancient Belladia in a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Nald Thal, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The Dweomers employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. It is for this reason that we are feared and respected in equal measure. Thus does our guild thrive, ensconced in the catacombs of Arzanath Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer, if you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. Ah, but before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our guild masters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you are ready to submit to this judgment of the most eminent mages, say the word. Well, adventurer, will you join our guild, or do you presume to ignore the urgings of impatient destiny? Yayake wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Thaumaturgist Guild. I'll accept. A wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of fundamental thaumaturgical principle, all 108 of them. Or at least I would if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guild masters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kokobigo, I believe. I understand, Kos. I understand what you're saying there. Go ahead and talk to this guy because I'm sure I'll need what he wants here in a second. Actually, before I do any of that, let's get some decent stuff here. There's your black mage costume. Let's get a better look at you. Now that is a proper black mage. Or soon-to-be black mage, I should say. Kind of reminds me of the anime Black Butler. Even though I never watched Black Butler. Outside of seeing 1 or 2 episodes. Okay, Kokobigo. Whoa, what? On Thal's teeth, man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Kokobigo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, prelate Yayake, she can recite the 307 verses of the funeral rites of the virtuous fallen from memory, but the simple task of keeping our names straight seems ever beyond her grasp. Well, I for one find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies, good sir. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling Kokobuki from whom you should speak. What's this? Great Thal has led us a new aspirant? Ah, Kokobuki. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki, the eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturgist Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succinct understanding of our beloved art, Thus, I would have your fullest attention. To wield thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence, the thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerer's teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets, for advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Are you prepared to leap into the abyss? Yes. A confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, GG. Let us mark your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star marmots, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Oh, well, thank you, Coast, for... I'm still learning the ins and outs of streaming. I appreciate the encouragement. Alright, Erasmus, what do you have to say? Erasmus of the Thaumaturge's Guild is preoccupied with his studies, but his brow is furrowed in a way that cries out for help. I am Erasmus of the Order of Naldthal, and I am charged with studying the anatomy of this region's fauna and the environs in which they dwell, for the dark art of our order is death itself, and power over death can come only through knowledge of life. One day I shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thanalan, but there is much work to be done before that day. Aid me, brother. Bring me 5 bottles of marmot blood, and perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. So nice of you. Marmots are hardly creatures that thrive nigh everywhere. You will most certainly find them just outside the city in western Thanalan by way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care. They can be feisty little critters when threatened. Oh, I'm about to be poking things with magic here in just a second. I think I've pretty much picked up everything I can for now. Though I do need to go to the market soon, but for now, I'm going to go out and kill some stuff. You know, that used to be a lot harder than it is. Did it literally just open up... Did it open up everything? Yeah, it did. I wonder if it's because my other character has done that, but I don't know. Okay, so I am at Hammerley. So let's kill us some star marmots. Oh, I do not have this set up the way I like it yet. I'll have to do that later. I will just do my best to try figure out this way now. You know what I didn't do? Oh, I'm already got the most. Oh, it's because that weathered scepter is two-handed, not one-handed, isn't it? Or it's one-handed. Well, then it should let me do the shield. Oh, I haven't gotten the shield yet, duh. Because I hadn't finished that quest. I gotcha. Should have switched faster. I'm not getting any... Oh, here we go. Kill you. Okay, I still need to get the huge hornets and the snapping shrews, but I don't think they're around here. This is not nearly the size I like it. Yeah, they are not over here, so I've got to go to the other entrance. Yeah, they're voice lines, Coast. Or voiced lines. I forgot something while I was over here, so I'm just going to turn this into him while I'm over here. Kill two birds with one stone, that sort of thing. There we go. Make that faster when the time comes. The blood, have you brought it? Why, indeed I have. Yes, yes, this shall serve nicely. By virtue of your toil, I am one step closer to publishing the many breaths of Thanalan. Thank you. Take this as recompense. Go now, and maybe the traitors smile upon you. Okay, so that's not going to get me anything. That's a little bit better, but that's the type of war, so since that's not going to help me, I'm going to go with this one since it's money. Ba-da-doo-bee-bum-ba-da-bum-bum. I gotta go to the other gate. And since I'm going over here, I might as well go over into the market and do that part. Wrong thing. I feel like I need someone running along beside me. Let's go... Yeah, let's do that one. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 There's the guy. And you are? Oh, a newly come adventurer, but of course, yes. I am Cesaroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace? Very wise. As for my fee, what? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. I do not jest, and don't call me Shirley. My dear adventurer, when you ask for an Uldon for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services. What about this butler's uniform here, butler suit here, makes you think I can't afford you, Saratoga? But the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. Well, I do have this. Oh, Mistress Mahody instructed you to seek me out, did she? Humph. Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall brief you, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in relation to the other city-states, Uldah's markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of the Eorzean commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vilbrand and Aldenard passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Uldah as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided as he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. I told you, don't call me Shirley. A deadlier sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket? Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you will find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives and crafting materials. And to the south, you will find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content, but do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where a coin is concerned. That is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momodi now. Off with you. Alrighty. Now time to go kill some more stuff, although I think it's the other exit that's easier for this. Not the one that's to the south. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. That's not the door. I knew that. I've got to go through here, and then I can get to the door. I don't know if it's better than the other FF games, but it is really good. Especially, I would say, the Heavensward storyline and the Shadowbringer storyline is very good. The others are good too, don't get me wrong, and the whole thing does feel like we are leading up into something really awesome. But there's some stuff in those two storylines that will just make your heart break. Alrighty, killing some huge hornets. I meant to start with fire, not with blizzard. Blizzard makes a different MMO, not this one. Apparently I must have picked up a high quality item. That's a big turtle. Of course, I've run across those turtles before on my other playthrough. Ah, there's a shrew. Let's tame it. And by tame it, I mean kill it with fire. And look, there's another one to kill with fire. I'm out of MP, that's why. I'm not MP, I'm just low on MP for that part of it. Okay, but I still need to get 2 more for the tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails, it ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Why do I have the song memorized? It's not even the correct video game series something something. You don't like feels? I don't know what to tell you about that. This game will do its best to get you in the feels. I'll just give you that honest thing right now. But the game is fun even by itself, so if you're not as interested in the feels, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm haunted mirrors, they haunt to tell. Now that song's stuck in my head. What a thrill. Freestyle rapper, I am not. Did I walk past the... Yes. Pretend you didn't see that. How was your tour of the city, Gigi? Get lost, did you? Aye, well, Old Daw's a big place with lots to see and do, but wandering around aimlessly don't pay the bills. If you're serious about making a living here, you'll need to remember where things are. So when you go exploring, explore like you've got a purpose, eh? Alright then. All that's left is for you to work hard, make money, and spend it here at the quicksand. Get the feeling you want some money here, Momodi. Level 4. And now I got transpose. That'll make switching back and forth a little easier. We must rebuild. Momodi of the Quicksand wants to introduce you to a certain someone at the Old Daw Dispatch Yard. Well, Younglin? Well, okay. Well, Younglin, how are you finding our fine Old Daw? Then, got your bearings about you yet? If so, mayhap it's time for you that you ventured beyond the city walls. The bustling streets of Old Daw are one thing, but the wilds of Thanalan, that's another altogether. I know a bloke you might fancy speaking to, and he you, name of Papashan. You'll find him over at the Old Dawn Dispatch Yard. No doubt he'll have some work for you. The Dispatch Yard's over in central Thanalan. Just head out the door across the hall, and you'll see the Gate of Nald staring right back at you. Pass through it and head east. You'll come upon it ere for long. There's dangers beyond the wall, though, more than I'd care to count. Nothing too terrible, mind you, but feisty enough to attack if you draw near. Don't say nobody cared enough to warn you. That is the wrong way. Fair warning, I tend to get turned around in video games for some reason, so don't be surprised if I end up going the wrong way a number of times. That's why these teleports are so nice. Well, the nice thing, Coast, when you're in a room by yourself with only the video game in front of you, no one can see you cry, if that's the case. Like the old cartoon says, on the internet, nobody knows if you're a dog or not. I just realized that could have come off entirely wrong, not the way I intended it. Please ignore my stupidity. You have the satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished his foes, Gigi. I formally welcome you into the Brotherhood of Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding thaumaturgy, an innate quality, the limits of which are bound by the level of etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Ether, the very stuff of life, exists within all living creatures, to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. Now I have here a tome that shall serve you as a hunting log. As the name suggests, its pages are to be filled with records of the enemies you slay. The log also contains the name of such adversaries that will challenge and improve your skills as a thaumaturge. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thaumaturgical endurance. The wellspring of your magical might also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, when next you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is, when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more, The next Thaumaturge quest will be available from Kokobuki upon reaching level 5. So I'm getting raisins and a square maple shield. Interesting. Go ahead and get those. Alright. No, I wasn't talking about Dog with a Blog. There was an old cartoon, I think it might have been like Dilbert, I think, because it was, the character was Dogbert, which was, I think Dilbert's dog, and he was on the internet, and he says on the internet, no one knows when you're a dog. That's all I was referring to. I never saw a Dog with a Blog. I know it was on Disney Channel back in the day, at a point in time where I was consequently too old to be interested in the tween entertainment, but too young to find enjoyment in the cartoons again. Also, I don't think Gravity Falls had started by that point, so... Back already, are you? Come, let us see what you've brought. Exceptional. These are fine shrew pelts indeed. Well done, my friend. The Pugilist Guild is among my largest clients. I fear what would have come to pass had the order been delayed any longer. Take this, You've more than earned it. Lightning shards. Alright, now I need to go to Central Thanland and go talk to Papa Sean. Okay, I think... Oh. That's the 1.0 entrance, from my understanding. I'll do those when I come back. I'm probably going to play some more of this tomorrow. Not that I'm logging off just yet. Kill the hornet, kill the hornet, kill the hornet. Cause I gotta fill the hunting log. Because it's free experience points. Or virtually free experience points. It's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it can help. From what I remember. Well, you certainly look the part of an adventurer, my friend. Might you be the good soul Momodi advised me to expect, I am Papa Sean, station master of this humble dispatch yard. An empty title, I assure you. I truly am no more than a tired old Lalafell, passing the final years in quiet and solitude. 12 no, there have been plenty of both these last 5 years since the calamity struck. The devastation was vast. Yet now true Uldans work together, doing all in our power to rebuild what was laid to ruin. By the sweat of our brows and the love of our home, we have rebuilt Ul'dah to the grandeur and majesty that you see today. The railways, which run through the dispatch yard, too, were born of the noble efforts of great many souls. But there is still much work to be done. The wounds left by the calamity run deep, isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain. Wait, I read that wrong. Isolated areas beyond our lines of supply remain, and there are places yet wanting for relief and restoration. Ul'dah needs the aid of you and your brethren, friend. In fact, never has our need been more dire. Which brings me to the point, I suppose. I do believe I may have some work suited for one of your ability. Yay! Which one of these is better? Neither one of these are helping me because because of the gear I picked up from having played the game for so long. And now I'm level 5. I'll go back and get that later. He's going to be of any help? Oh, that bone stuff we nice when I get it. Station Master Papa Sean has a simple task for a fledgling adventurer. Since you've come all this way, perhaps you can perform an errand for me. It just so happens a number of sentries have been sent to guard the area, a dispatch to the dispatch yard, as it were. They have long been away from the shade and feather beds of the city. The hot days and cold nights can play hells on the mind and body out here. It isn't much, but go and give them these twilight pretzels, would you? I find comfort food always helps when I feel like killing myself. Don't pretzels generally dry out the mouth and make one more thirsty? Wouldn't think you'd want to be more thirsty in a desert, but I guess it might depend on the pretzel. I don't know. I'm guessing here. That's not always true. You get some up to some of the levels there, Coast, and you'll just by being around, you'll get some ire from some of these monsters. In the starting areas, though, they tend to not be, so they don't not to attack as much. But as long as you're generally on the road or near an area with NPCs, generally you can not get attacked. Though in all honesty, the more I think about it, I don't remember ever being in an area where I could get attacked very hard as long as I wasn't like severely under-leveled. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, there's the guy. Yeah, it's a guy. Western front clear. Eastern front clear. Twilight Pretzel. For me? From Papa Sean? A Twilight pretzel? My favorite. How did he know? Can't fight on an empty stomach now, can I? Actually, I can fight on any stomach. I can't fight on any stomach. I suppose you could say I have no stomach for fighting. Then why are you a guard? Actually, you get some glasses you can get at work as a hat, a head item, but with the the Hrothgar and the Vera, some hats work, some headpieces work, some don't. Basically, all I can tell you is to try it. Now, if later on you can unlock glamours, and you can have it look like, as long as it shows up when you normally have it equipped, you can have whatever headpiece you have look like that, if that's what you're wanting. Halt, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to put the pretzel on the ground and place your hands above your head. State your name and business. A Twilight pretzel from Papa Sean. By the gods, forgive me. You could say this new post has my nerves in a twist. Good night. That's a bad pun. I'm terribly sorry for that. Yes, well, you may rest assured that the dispatch yard is safe so long as I stand watch. Please give Papa Sean my thanks, and tell him that I only wish I could repay the favor. I don't know, actually, if Hrothgar can wear it. I do know that with the Vieira and the Makote, that's what they're called, the earpieces kind of just disappear behind the hairline. And I believe the same is true with the aura, too. "12 save me, scorching days, freezing nights, this post will be the end of me." A Twilight pretzel? Don't mind if I do. Ah, now there's a refreshing God's damned pretzel. I feel reborn. You've returned, and with a deal fewer pretzels. I see. Tell me, how fare our Sultan's sworn sentries? Do they have anything to report? Anything at all? What? Nothing? Are you sure? Oh. Oh dear. Take this for your troubles, then, and stay a moment. There is more I would ask of you. Okay, so I've got Gladiator's Arm, doesn't do me any good. Pugilist's Arm, doesn't do me any good. Two-handed Thaumaturge's Arm. That will help me. So, complete. Go ahead and get that. GG. I have just this moment not. No, the time for concealment is past. The truth is, even before I had you deliver those pretzels, I was privy to some most unsettling news. Which is the real reason I sent you to meet those Sultans sworn. Papa Sean is in dire need of your assistance. A young noblewoman from a very prestigious family has run away from home, and I have been ordered to see to her safe return. The Sultans sworn you met earlier are assisting with the search. Alas, it seems that they have found no trace of her. I apologize for not being frank with you from the start, but we must proceed with caution. Should word of her disappearance spread, I fear others with less honorable motives may join the hunt. And should we allow her to come to any harm, not even 100 beheadings would be punishment enough. This cannot happen, Gigi. It must not. I need you to help me find her. Praise the 12. I knew I could count on you. I've instructed the others to expand the search, but Thanalan is vast and there are only so many of us. The young noblewoman's name is Lady Lilira. Oh, it's Lilira? I want you to go south and look for her in the vicinity of the Sultan Tree. Good luck. Lilira. Huh? I know that name. See, that's the thing. I played through the Gridania story the first time, so I have not played through the Ul'dah story. But Lilira has shown up before, and so as to not spoil anything, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But let's just say this comes up a few times. Wait, who's wearing it, Coast? Hooded Lalafell. Oh, Sultan Tree. You are about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. Duty calls. Commence battle for Underneath the Sultan Tree. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 8. And I am, what, level 6? Yeah, I'm level 6. Proceed. Well, is it a Hrothgar or is it a Makote? They're both kind of cat guys.
Oh, Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line, forgive my weakness. My failings have cost us dear. Show yourself.
It's just me, a big cat man.
As you command, O Lilira.
Oh, he's here too.
Forgive my selfish desire to assure your welfare.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna go in past the hairline. For most cases, it's probably just gonna float there, if we're being honest, but that's how it will be perceived.
I don't recall requesting an escort. Simply pretend we never met and continue on your way.
Really?
We both know I can do no such thing. It isn't safe for you here alone. It isn't safe for anyone. Not with this etheric disturbance. It's as though the dead are watching us.
How do you know they're not?
And I'd prefer not to join them, if it's all the same to you. Ah, you must be the one that Papa Shan mentioned. Congratulations on finding our elusive young charge. You'll have to forgive her impetuousness. What she lacks in discipline, she makes up for in stubbornness. You should return with us. The station master will be eager to thank Lady Lilira's protector in person.
Oh, that looks pleasant.
Alas, the station master will have to wait. Dear Lilira, for my sake, please stay out of harm's way. As for you, dear friend, for Lilira's sake, please stay in harm's way.
Alrighty. Handsome stranger. I like that. Kill the ads, kill the ads, kill the ads. Not sure thunder does much. Fire seems to be doing a lot more. Ah, there we go. What is this blue crystal?
Hear, feel, think.
I hear a voice calling to me in the darkness. Okay.
Crystal bearer. I am Heidelin, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
Hey, that looks just like my earring.
By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
And I have woken up under a tree.
Ah, coming around now.
So nice of you guys to wait around for me.
Would you mind telling me what that was?
If I only knew. A denizen of the void at any rate.
The void sent? Here? But how?
The question isn't how, but who. We're not dealing with bookless bandits. Don't suppose the answer came to you in a dream. No sooner did you fell the beast than you fell asleep. Too much ether, no doubt.
No doubt.
Interesting. I hadn't considered the crystal. But of course, this changes everything.
Of course you would think so.
Oh, just thinking aloud? At any rate, we haven't a moment to spare. I
Oh,
must
Thancred,
return and
you are
report
so
this at
subtle.
once. I leave Lady Lilira in your capable hands.
How dare you pass me about like a swaddled babe? I shall return and tell them myself.
As you wish, your impetuousness.
Considering I know who Lilira is, I wonder how he gets away with this.
I suspect we shall meet again before long. Until then, do try and stay awake.
Okay, I think I'm going to turn this quest in, and then I am probably going to get off. So I will go ahead and throw this out there. This is streaming is not my first gig on there. The name of my channel, the Cellcast Gaming, is in relation to a podcast I do called the Cellcast, where we review animated movies. Tomorrow, I think, yeah, tomorrow we're releasing our review on the movie Scoob if you're interested. So join us over there. Of course, there's also our Facebook page at the Cellcast Podcast. And there's a couple other things that I don't remember off the top of my head because I am bad with social networking. But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me, Coast, and whoever the second viewer is, though I think I know who the second viewer is. Once I finish this quest, I'll go ahead and sign off for the night. Thank the gods you've returned. You had us all so worried. You do realize what would happen if a person of your noble stature were to be injured, or worse? Why, Her Grace the Sultana would be beside herself with grief, and so would her subjects. I dare say they'd be weeping in the streets. But I have already given you cause to weep, Papa Shan, you and the people of Ul'dah. Please, you're not to say such things. We will find it, I swear to you. It is not my place to make demands, m'lady, but I beg you, please, stay out of harm's way. I apologize for causing such undue worry, Papa Shan. I shall refrain from traveling unescorted in future. Why did it look like hers was a more sarcastic curtsy than Lilira's? I cannot thank you enough, Gigi. I understand you fought bravely to protect Lady Lilira from void-sent fiends. For your gallant service, you deserve all the riches in the royal vaults. Alas, a small token of my gratitude is the best I can offer. A sarcastic man with a strange contraption strapped to his shoulder. I see you met Thancred. He's a scholar who spends his days investigating oddities in the ether. Rather too fond of the sound of his own voice for my liking, but perfectly harmless. As for you, Gigi, you're just the sort of adventurer we need around here. I pray you show the same kindness to the people of Thanalan as you did to us today. And I'm already level 7. Alright. I heard a sound effect. I'm not sure what it was. Come from my computer, my streaming computer. So... Oop. That's not what I meant to do. And now I can't... Stop. Okay. Anyway. Once again, thanks for joining me, and I will